Hi everybody, this is the host, aka Host 1.
And the co-host, aka Host 2 here. Just a few quick words before we jump into the episode.
If you're a new listener, here's how the show works. We typically will spend about 5% of the episode at the beginning and the end talking about a motivational related topic, and then the other 95% of the episode is a ton of comedy in between.
We'd appreciate it if you could please like, subscribe, and share the show with other people. Feel free to leave us a comment wherever you're listening or send an email to facetodaypodcast@gmail.com.
Now, back to the episode. And we're back.
We're back.
This is the Host 1 and Host 2, aka the host and the co-host.
The host and the co-host back for another episode, and we have a very, very special guest.
We have a very special guest this evening, or it could be this day if you're in a different time zone, on a different side of the world. We have Guest 1.
Guest 1, and welcome.
Guest 1 is on the Face the Day podcast. What do you have to say, Guest 1?
It's a huge honor to be here. I've been a huge fan. I think I've 9 episodes you guys are on. This is episode 10. So
this is 10. This is episode 10.
Episode 10.
10.
Couldn't be more honored. Let's go.
And we would like to, as our listeners know, we start off talking about. Typically, we'll start off talking about the episode title and what it means. And the episode title for 10 is called It.
It.
And the reason it's called It, we all have our different opinions on what it means. But for me, it is really about digging deep inside of yourself and trying to figure out what it is that drives you and will get you to the next level or over that hump. If you're currently not in the best spot or the best place mentally, or just you're in a little bit of a drought, or just you need motivation, you got to find it.
Yes.
It can mean so many different things. There's so much beauty behind the word it.
So much beauty.
Take it away,
What
co-host.
is it?
What is it?
But Guest 1, what is it?
Yeah, Guest 1, what do you think about it?
I've been searching for it for years, and I hear you talking about it all the time, Host 1.
Yes.
One of our potential guests 2 also is talking about it. I'm still searching for it, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, my one last thing about it I'll say is that I think it will come to you if you just think deeply. I'm not saying you have to go to a private, dark room meditation retreat type place. I'm saying take a few seconds during the day, maybe go on a walk outside, take some deep breaths, and really think about what it means to you and how it will drive you and how you can utilize it to your advantage in life.
Absolutely. It's almost like it is the X factor, that intangible it, But without going
like people say they have it.
Exactly, the it quotation.
The it factor.
Yes.
The it. And we're not talking about IT.
But then we still don't know what it is, but someone has that factor.
True.
But that is where the beauty lies.
Well, maybe by the end of this episode, we'll have a better idea. And
I think that's what we'll have to find out. By the end of the episode, I hope to find out what it is.
Now, jumping into the podcast, the show this evening or day, as we already talked about, you might be in Madagascar. You might be in Korea. You might be in London, England.
Kazakhstan.
You could be anywhere, and it could be the daytime, and we don't want to discriminate against night and day, even though we face the day on this podcast, and we respect the night. We do respect the night.
The day and the night.
Now, Guest 1 and co-host 2, I have a question for you.
Go.
Let's go.
Who is M. Night Shyamalan, and why does no one know how to spell his name or know anything about him?
Oh my God.
Who is this guy?
Who is he?
Oh man.
He makes quality movies,
Oh, man.
but not one person has ever seen the guy. Ever.
Shyamalan.
Ever. No one knows anything about him except that his name is M. Night Shyamalan.
He's like the Banksy of movies.
And not one
is.
person knows anything about the guy.
He's like the Banksy.
Wow.
But he sells. He kills it. Like, you put his name on a movie and it will generate money. Like, this guy has the recipe. No one he
Night
can,
Shyamalan.
but he can live his
That's
life.
like
He's he
one,
can go anywhere he wants in public. Like
one quick fact
Jeez.
though: if you watch any of his movies, he always has a cameo of like a minute or two.
Oh,
M Night is
Interesting.
he's in all his movies.
No way.
No.
Yeah, and I think he's from one of the.
What does M Night
Wait,
look
is
like?
his name M?
Yeah, it's like Pakistani, like you were saying. It's
His
something
name is
like-
M. Oh, like F. Scott Fitzgerald.
It's one of those. Yes.
You have to be famous if your name's like that. Wait, so what is it? What does M Night look like?
Well, I think he is. How do we say? To be politically correct, he's darker skinned with longer, thicker hair. He looks Indian, respectfully. So
What is he? So is he a director or producer? He's a director, right?
he's a director.
Okay.
Yeah.
M Night.
He did direct The Sixth Sense, which is a pretty classic movie. I'll give him that.
And I think he was a bus driver. If you watch closely, one scene he was the bus
Interesting.
driver in that movie. Anyway,
very good movie.
it's
He
very
also
good
did, I think, The Village.
Circles.
Circles.
Yes.
Signs.
Signs.
Signs. That's what I was thinking.
But he's just one of those.
Circles.
He's one of those. It's like people don't think much into things, but you put his name on a movie and everyone's like, oh, like M Night Shyamalan, like gotta see that. But like
Shyamalan.
no one knows anything about this guy. It's
Wow.
it's interesting.
Yeah, he's a mystery. He's a mystery.
Like he could be a completely made up person, and they could also just be telling you that he's doing the cameos in the movies, but he's just a random guy. Like
True.
he might,
It
not
be him.
M Night Shyamalan might not exist.
Wow.
You think there's a front man?
It could just be like a random person that looks like him in every movie. They all look the same, but it's not even the same guy. Like
He
knows?
is.
Wow.
It's all a front. It's all one big front, a Hollywood front.
I would love to look at the box office returns for his movies and see if it's all just a fucking game and they're scheming.
Have to dig. Have to do some research here.
I have a question.
Oh, here we go.
Why don't eggs hatch at the grocery store?
Oh. Wow. Well,
As host,
Thinking about this the other day.
As
Or do
host one on this,
people eat them before they hatch?
as the host on this show, I'm not used to being asked questions from my guests and co-hosts. So I'm gonna give this one to co-host Two to answer first.
well, it's a great question. Why don't they hatch in the car? Are you saying why don't they hatch in the carton? Like,
Yeah.
become little chicklets.
Is it because you put them in the refrigerator, or?
Well, yes, I was thinking that it might be too cold. If you give them a warm environment, maybe.
So if you left them out on the counter, would they hatch?
I don't know. Do you have to? Don't
Post-
they like sit on them? Or, I don't know.
Oh man, it's a great
Post
question.
one, I feel like you have
Well,
some insight here.
I've spent some time on farms and in country environments, and I've been around chickens, and that have laid eggs, and I'm very confused by the whole process. Cage-free eggs versus ones that have antibiotics versus the omega-3 ones. I don't know. Some of them I feel like hatch earlier than others.
They really do.
Brown eggs.
A lot of variables.
Yeah,
but
there's
it's a good
brown
question.
eggs, white eggs. There's a whole ordeal.
Jumbo eggs.
There's an egg shortage right now, and it's really just out of control. And I feel like
Jumbo.
we're getting taken advantage of by the egg industry.
So expensive.
yeah,
The whole farm's expensive. I guess almonds aren't on the farm. Almond milk was. I can't give away where I live in the East Coast.
I really like oat milk.
Guest one just paid $7 for almond milk.
Oh,
Yeah, you
almonds.
can't do that. You can't pay $7 for almond milk. You have to pay more like $3.50. And oat
That's
milk.
what I said.
Oat milk is
$3.57.
another flavor that I love. You mix it in with some coffee.
Yeah.
It's a treat.
Yes. Where is? Yeah, we can't disclose the location of guest one, but he's coming from somewhere.
Let's say the Eastern
guest one,
Bloc.
guest one, and co-host. I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna jump to the next topic here. What are your thoughts on when a company sends out kind of like a desperate email, or they try to like relate to its users and its followers, and it's titled the subject of the email is titled "A Letter from Our CEO."
Ooh.
What do you think about those? And do you open them? Do you read them? And do you find them to be a bit corny? And do you think that they're actually written by the CEO?
Ah, well, let me Gus one.
Interested.
You answer because both of you work for larger companies, so I think you guys should take this one. The letter from the CEO.
A letter from the CEO.
I
it's
think
always
the ones
bound to
that
happen.
say
Always bound to happen. You're always bound to receive a letter from the CEO at some point soon, like in the near future.
Yeah, I think as the receiver of the email, you're eager to read it, right? And I think that if it says a letter from the CEO, typically it was probably not written by the CEO. However, yeah, I think it's definitely a bold statement to put the subject line, a letter from the CEO. Now, is this an all capital letter from the CEO? CEO, does that change the dynamic if CEO is in all capitals?
It's just very. It's like, what's the word? I don't want to like say the wrong word vocabulary here, but it's almost like insulting. They think you should instantly listen or read it because it's from the CEO. Like, who the fuck are you? And
who do you think?
Who do you think you are?
The CEOs, the egos.
Like, oh, let me drop everything. Let me read this letter from the CEO.
Well, as we saw this past week with the Silicon Bank, there was a lot of CEOs sending out those emails being like, "Yeah, we fucked up and didn't pull our money fast enough."
Right.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, and guess one, you know quite a bit about. That's your.
It's been quite a crazy few. Quite a crazy last 6 months, but the last 3 days have been pretty crazy. Silicon Valley Bank, host one. What are your thoughts on the whole situation with Silicon Valley Bank?
I think it's a bad situation for a lot of startups, and not only startups, but just companies out there that banked with them, because I think people lost money, and I think it's going to create a lot of uncertainty for the industry, and there was already a lot of difficulty finding jobs and hiring before this, and I think it's going to make things worse. And I think you just talk about like tightening budgets, and just it's going to make things just worse as they already were. So, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Paid. Yeah, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it happen. But to see it. You gotta love the chaos a bit. You gotta love the chaos a bit.
The chaos is a little.
You gotta love the drama. You gotta love the drama.
Interesting. Host one, are you one of those guys that would like find some excitement in like a nuclear war?
No, I deep down I'm a good person. I don't want to see bad things happen, but I like the drama. I like storylines. I like excitement. I like not having everything be the norm, and just you gotta mix things up.
You gotta mix things up. Yeah. You gotta mix it up. Absolutely.
You gotta mix it up. A little nuclear bomb here and there.
We're gonna jump into the next question here because we're getting a little off topic from the last question. But what are your thoughts on annoying Indians and other folks from different countries where Amazon has a big presence and is kind of still starting up, like India, trying to message and at Jeff Bezos on Twitter and other social media platforms for customer service issues? You do all right. Let me just explain this one real quick. You do a quick search. You do a quick search on.
Repeat the question.
All right, so you do a quick search, just for example, on Twitter. Twitter is not the only where this is happening, but Twitter is a good one because you can find it like right away. But you do a quick search like at Jeff Bezos on Twitter. At least over 50% of the tweets that come up will be from random Indians and people in different countries talking about customer service issues that happen and pleading and begging Jeff Bezos to help them, saying like, "Please, sir, I spent over $25 on this item. Like, please. You need to get your operations together. Like, please respond back ASAP at this email and this phone number. Like, I'm expecting you to respond ASAP." And obviously they don't get responses because
they go right to the top.
But it's everywhere. What are your thoughts on this phenomenon that's happening?
Well, again, we talk more about we talk about Indians.
This is no disrespect to Indians, but the reason I'm mentioning Indians in India is because Amazon like recently, India is a major like recent kind of like launch for them. Yes. And they're still kind of in like the starting phases in India, and there's a lot of issues there with their operations. So you search Jeff Bezos' name on social media, and it's mainly only Indians reaching out with these customer service requests. That's why I mentioned it.
Yes, it's fascinating.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Host 2, I know you've been thinking a lot about this.
Yes, Host 2 has a lot of thoughts.
So I have, as the two of you know, I have a family. Someone in my family works for Amazon. Yes. Let's say, and he goes to India, and I don't know. Gupta cats.
Gupta cats. Great.
That's the. But the bigger point is, why don't they know where to reach out to? All I can think of is this video on Twitter that goes, fuck you bloody, fuck you bloody. I can't do my Indian accent right now, but I had the Australian one down earlier. But what do you guys think? Why don't they know where to reach out to?
If you want me to answer first, I think
I would
that
love to hear host one's thoughts here. I think it maybe just new, right? They don't.
Yeah, I don't think they just.
Amazon needs to get on their customer. Maybe they're right. Amazon needs to just get better customer service out of it.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. They think they can reach out to someone like Jeff Bezos and get an immediate response on a customer service issue, but I would say that there is like a class system in India that they're very used to. A lot of people are very used to, and if you are somewhat middle class or well off there, you're used to getting, from my understanding, like immediate assistance with things. So it's kind of like they're like, this isn't working for me. I'm gonna snap my finger and get help.
This isn't working. Yeah,
but it's not only India. I've seen many countries and people from Africa reaching out to Jeff Bezos. It's all over the place, and it's
interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
so the new markets, they need better customer service.
They need better customer service, but it's Amazon's just too big. They're too big. They don't probably have enough people. They don't have enough people working, helping out. Like, they probably don't care because they're so big that they know they're just going to win no matter what. And they can just acquire a company if anyone threatens them. It's a mess.
An absolute mess. You hate to see it.
And then jumping into the next question.
You have another question?
You know I have the questions, guest one. Guest one. Please try to not jump out of line, guest one. We might not invite
I'm getting very excited.
We might not invite you back here.
That was my bad.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
One to go.
He hit me with the false
sometimes
point.
I think the co-host and the guest one are scheming on me.
No.
My question for you next is, why does no one talk about recycling anymore?
Oh, general.
Interesting.
There is no one that talks about recycling anymore. You find someone in your day-to-day life that talks about recycling and bring them on this podcast, and then I'll shut up.
Bring them out.
Interesting.
Bring them out.
We can find a recycling.
The whole phenomenon about recycling just seemed to have faded away, and it's not like an important topic anymore.
Why?
Global warming kind of took over, but would you think that recycling would be front and center?
Front and center, yeah. Even more important. Yeah.
Interesting. That is a great question.
You don't see any commercials about it. You don't see any advertisements about it. Like, it's like the whole phenomenon of recycling is not a big deal anymore.
Yes. What happened?
I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day.
Do people not believe in recycling, or they just don't? Yeah. It
used to be like, you'd be over someone's house and they would have like a recycling bin, they'd have a garbage can, and like, God forbid you put something that should have been recycling in the garbage can, like you would get shamed for it.
God forbid.
Now it's like everyone just kind of combines, and no one is. There's like that little feeling when you're putting in a plastic something recycling in the garbage can. You're like, I don't know if I should be doing this, but not really care, and it's
yeah.
Have you proactively thrown, when there is a recycle and there's trash, proactively thrown something into the trash?
I mean, I'm not very proactive. Are you guys? I'm not.
You're not taking a look to see what color it is?
Unfortunately,
just tossing it in.
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
It's fair. It's fair.
I mean, it depends on, again, you're in a different locale. Again, I can't disclose where, but I'm not sure if your city...
the locale where I'm at, but I haven't heard it as loud as it should be. Recycling is really lost.
I've seen a lot of information out there that claims that all of the garbage and recycling gets sent to the same exact place, and it is all combined at the end. And that is when I lost all faith.
That's a new conspiracy theory. That's good.
I've seen photos of it though, and that's when I lost all faith in recycling. In my opinion.
I feel like I've heard that too, co-host, and a lot of people.
Interesting.
That's been the thing. I think
I'm not on that one yet.
People think that like, it doesn't make a difference where I put it. So recycling wise, yeah. So I don't know. But
today's March 11th, and I was looking up what happened today in history. So in 2011, the largest earthquake in Japan happened, killing over I think it was over 100,000 people.
In Japan?
Fukushima.
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 Ah, Fukushima.
Fukushima.
Ah, Fukushima.
Was that with the nuclear plant? I think that was like a nuclear meltdown.
Yeah, second worst nuclear disaster in history.
Whoa.
100,000 people had to relocate.
But when the garbage and the recycling truck employees come around and they collect, you never see them like separating. It's all they just dump all the cans in one truck.
Yeah.
Like, so what is the big? Do people not call them out on this?
You're still going back to the recycling. You're on the recycling topic.
No, but that is like they do it like plain in the open, out in the open. They're just combining everything. But like we're like stressing out and going and freaking out in our own homes. Like you gotta put it in that basket, not this basket, the other basket. And then like you bring it outside, and the employees just put it all in the same truck.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
Interesting. I don't know.
And then they drive the truck.
I've never seen it.
All right, they drive the trucks around wide open. Why is there not a door or some type of barrier?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Make the barrier.
I have said this is a business idea. And it's not even a business idea. Why the fuck do these trucks not have like a closing? They drive around. They smell so badly, especially in the summertime. You have your windows down. You're driving around, and you roll up behind or next to a garbage truck, and it just is terrible.
I thought you were gonna say the Fukushima thing was caused by recycling, but.
That's where I thought he was going with it.
Yeah, I thought you were going.
You might have been onto something there.
I don't know.
You might have been onto
something.
But no,
you're right. Let's upgrade those trucks and. But
COVID-19 was also on today. 2020. 9 years later, on the same exact date as Fukushima disaster.
It was today. What else?
COVID-19 was declared the pandemic.
On the 11th.
Helen Keller's third birthday.
No,
we must bond.
Helen Keller's third birthday.
Yes, only her third.
Helen Keller is a true.
It's remarkable.
Hero. Here's a joke.
She was actually born on my birthday. That's a hint for guest one.
Yes, guest one. I remember we back in the day we went to the Helen Keller Memorial in Amsterdam.
Did you guys?
Yes,
really.
We went to the Helen Keller Museum in Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Go ahead. I'm laughing because it's amazing.
It was a good museum, and it was beautiful. And you learn about the story of Helen Keller.
Wow.
I think that was Anne Frank Museum, dude. Anne Frank Museum.
Oh,
really?
Maybe. Anne Frank. Helen Keller was American. So.
Maybe,
yeah.
I think Helen Keller. I think she was. Let's find out where Helen Keller is.
Yeah, sure.
I actually have no idea.
It might have been the Anne Frank.
I thought America.
Close enough. Anne Frank.
Anne Frank and Helen Keller, true heroes.
Both of them. What do Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder have in common?
She was born in Alabama.
Wait, what'd you say?
What do Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder have in common?
Oh man, we're going there.
Both of them, they've never seen their own house. All right.
Anyway. Queen ended.
Co-host 2 has jokes.
Got jokes. Just those two. But
next question for the guest 1 and the co-host 2. Do you ever thought about how no one talks about sweepstakes anymore?
Oh, wow.
Sweepstakes. Interesting.
It's all right. You're probably like, what the fuck is this guy asking? But just think about that for a second.
Never.
Like supermarkets sweepstakes.
Yes.
I'm saying like for the first half of our lives, probably even longer than that. Like it was just everywhere. It was like enter this sweepstakes, like TV, radio, like magazines, newspapers. Just like sweepstakes. You know, this coming up. Like enter your info. Everything has vanished. There's no sweepstakes anymore.
Timeshares.
Yeah, there's no
timeshares too.
I think sweepstakes are different though. What happened to sweepstakes? Because you would think with the rise of the gambling and betting industries, it was like sweepstakes would still be big.
It's like jackpots.
I have an idea. I think it's because the Nigerian princes. We got inundated with all of these emails. Sweepstake winner, this, that. We didn't believe the sweepstakes were that actually sweepstakes.
Interesting.
Yes.
The Nigerian princes.
It's a good point, but I feel like sweepstakes, at least sweepstakes are American. Like they're more the Nigerian prince. Like a sweepstakes definitely seems scammy and could be a scam, and that's the problem. But maybe. Yeah.
Have you ever entered a sweepstake?
I mean, not since maybe. Well, it's been a while because they don't offer them. I think the host one here has.
We need more sweepstakes.
We need more, yeah. Let's do a supermarket. Let's fucking do a supermarket.
I don't remember the last sweepstakes I did. I don't know if I ever did a sweepstakes.
Never did.
I sweep steaks off my floor after I eat steaks.
Wow.
Ooh,
there it is. Yeah, that was a sick bar.
That's a real sweepstake.
We're gonna have to have an album at some point off the face. All right.
That's like a Lil Wayne line.
Next
but
question.
Next
Next question / thought for my guest, my co-host. Michael B. Jordan is just simply a safe bet for the studios, media, and networks. Is there any false? How true is that statement?
Michael B.
He is a safe bet.
He is.
Like, if he is just there, I don't think there's any safer.
Wow.
He's just like he just has his shit together. He's just he's a handsome man. He's a big enough star. He just has the it factor.
Wow.
Now
it all comes back to Michael B. Jordan.
Wow. I'm saying the studio execs and the people, the main financiers of these movies and everyone else, they're just like, Michael B. Jordan's in this, I'm in. He's a safe bet. Am I wrong?
He is.
Is he a safer bet than The Rock, Dwayne Johnson?
Good comparison.
Rock.
Well, I think you're misinterpreting. I'm not saying he's the biggest star. I'm not.
No. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think Dwayne Johnson also a safe bet.
Yeah, but most obviously, it's kind of what I'm thinking is the thing. I don't know. I see your point. Okay, but it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to get The Rock, Dwayne Johnson in a movie.
Well,
I don't know Michael B. Jordan is just a safe bet.
What's the most recent? What's the most recent thing you've seen him in?
Well, he just released Creed 3.
Creed 3.
He was the director as well.
Did you see it?
I did not.
I did not either. Yeah, not yet.
Saw a lot of promotion.
They just pumped those out, by the way. That was 3 years.
Yeah, they just pumped all of them out. The first Creed was good. The first one was really good. But wasn't he in The Wire? You told me he was in The Wire. Is that right?
Michael B. Jordan was in The Wire, and he was also in Friday Night Lights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
He had a big role in Friday Night Lights.
He was he's been safe and wow.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I would love to. I mean, the whole Michael Jordan name is a little confusing. I'm not sure why he decided to go down that road.
Yeah, that's
maybe he didn't know. Flag. Maybe he didn't know he was going to be as big of a star as he became. But come on, bro.
Yeah. How?
Why? Why would you want? Why would you want to have the same name as him? My opinion is that he didn't know he was going to become as big of a star as he did.
Did his parents know? Yeah. And has he ever met the actual MJ?
Well, that was actually a thought I was going to ask. The follow up is why have they not been in something together? I think that would be fucking a great idea.
Like a Super Bowl commercial.
A commercial. Yes,
yes.
Not a movie, but a commercial.
That'd be hilarious.
Space Jam 3. He doesn't even play basketball.
Can you imagine how much money that would make? Michael Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
He should be on the what are they called? What's the humans versus the aliens? What are they? Monstars. Oh my god!
There you go. That'd be better than LeBron. I feel like LeBron.
Yeah, they need to do Space Jam ASAP because LeBron kind of fucked up the whole franchise because he just apparently the movies suck. I didn't really see it, but
yeah, I didn't see it either.
LeBron.
So apparently,
I don't. Why does LeBron? LeBron's got I love the hustle, but just chill, bro. Why do you need? He's still somehow endorsing. He's still somehow endorsing everything. He's just his face is everywhere. Do you not have enough, LeBron? I just want to know.
Yeah.
How many people are you supporting? How many people in your family, your friends? Do you not have enough money and power and fame? I would love to know.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. He's still endorsing for fucking potato chips. God damn, dude. Take a break. Do you not? Can you? We
gotta bring it back. Would you ever stay at a hotel?
Yeah.
That was called the Linked Inn.
Ooh.
I was waiting for that
that's
one.
That's a good one. Just wondering what you had guessed.
Linked Inn.
Wow.
I would. 100% I would.
Does that mean they have to link? Like, you have to link up with somebody? Like,
I mean,
It's
there
just
could
the
be a
name of the
town. There
hotel.
could be a town called Linked out there,
link?
Yeah.
and you're staying at
The
the LinkedIn.
linked in.
I like that more. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's a
That was
great.
it. I had that one on my sleeve for months.
Dude, that's actually fucking brilliant.
It's a great question, and that leads me actually into my next question. Is I have to ask this, guys.
Because there's more. All right. Well, there's more. I think we have to say about the LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. Let's
Well,
answer.
No.
No, we shouldn't jump to the next question if you have more to
No,
say.
I didn't mean to say. I mean,
That was it for my end.
the LinkedIn. Like, if you're gonna stay at this hotel, we will link you up with this person.
Yeah,
You will have a great
It
night.
could be like a great hookup hotel.
Yes, hookup hotels.
Interesting.
Oh, I think that's what I wanted to get at.
You'll get linked up.
You'll get linked up.
Yeah.
You'll hook up, and that's
I
all
feel like
everybody
Wow.
wants.
it'd probably be big in like Japan where they do that stuff. You kind of like
in Japan.
you go to the hotels to like hook up with people, and it's like a known thing.
For sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But go, yeah. Let's
Go to your question,
I was
host
gonna ask-
one.
Yeah.
What if cars could somehow know they're being What if cars could somehow know they're being stolen? Cars are apparently supposed to be so smart. There has to be a way to lock the car or have it drive slow or do something if the person's stealing it. What do you think about that?
Ooh.
We have the smart. We apparently have the smartest cars, the freshest.
Like a digital ID.
Yeah, everything is so smart. Everything is so digitized.
digitized.
Everything's so connected to your phones. It's like the wireless network.
modern day.
Yet cars are being stolen at the most insanely rapid pace in existence.
Yeah.
And there's literally nothing that anyone can do to like prevent it from happening. I find that to be mind blowing.
Agreed.
Like you just take it. You're like, my car was stolen.
And
There
a lot-
has to be
lot of-
better
Yeah.
technology
Yeah.
to prevent this. Why is there
kinda-
not something?
It kind
At
of
least like at a bare minimum, like an app that would like alert you. Like they have that for like if someone touches your door, you get an
I
alert.
mean,
right. I would. Yeah. I would imagine yes.
There's
For like
got-
newer cars.
I think there's a way to like
Maybe
have
show there's a key
there's a way to have like
turn.
GPS on the car, but that's all I can think of.
It kind of reminds me of like Back to the Future. Like there should be like a loud voice, like a car instead of like a car alarm.
Right,
you
like
get,
I'm being stolen. I'm being stolen.
Someone's trying to get in. I'm being stolen.
That's interesting.
For sure.
Maybe like they could like your phone, how they scan your face.
Oh,
They could do that with
with your car.
wow.
I really think
Boy,
there should be like
future.
you scan your face to like allow access to drive the car, and then like if you obviously have someone else that you're giving permission to drive your car, like there should be a way to input that in. But I think that would prevent thieves from
Yeah.
you're obviously not going to give them
Why
permission,
don't-
so
yeah. Why don't the manufacturers do a better job of that?
that has to be
Like,
coming. Like it's got to be easy to incorporate.
That's
Yeah.
next. That's gotta
nice.
be next.
It's got to be next.
I got a question for host 2.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Host 2. We talk a lot about different dates that you've been on, the dating scene out there. What is the absolute worst Tinder date you've ever been on?
Ah, the worst.
Absolute worst.
The absolute worst. I've heard.
No names.
No
No
names.
names. Oh, describe her.
You know, the worst, and I'm sure other guys have had worse than I have, but like, even recently, a girl drove out from the burbs, and I've been on, hundreds of dates, and I've never been catfished, and then I got legit catfished off of these fucking filters, and listen, the filters, I can deal with somebody, and guys and girls, everybody does filters, but she was calling me out for the dumbest things. Like I
had enough?
I don't know. I had enough. She came. She offered to come to my area, my neighborhood, and then she couldn't understand why I took an Uber. Or no, I didn't even Uber. I walked. She's like, "Why didn't you Uber?" I'm like, "Oh, I could walk 5 minutes." She didn't. I mean, the filters. You cannot use filters.
Was this like right away? Did you call her out on it, or did
Right
you
away, I
like?
should have. No,
go
I
on?
should have. We
So you went on the date.
Yeah, we played Golden. At the end of the day, we went out. We went to another bar. We played this game called Golden Tea. Have you heard of Golden Tea?
Oh yeah. Golden Tea.
Golden Tea,
classic.
where you roll the
Great
fucking
game,
great
great
game,
game.
great
Absolutely
game.
great game.
Everybody loves Golden Tea.
Everyone
and
loves Golden Tea.
while we were playing Golden Tea, I knew right then and there I had to leave this girl because she was like she
You were
wasn't
playing
even,
Golden Tea.
yeah. She wasn't even trying during the gold. If you're gonna play golden tee and you're not gonna swing the goddamn thing, then I'm out. And she wasn't swinging the club, so I had to bail. And I said I'm
bailed.
Yeah, I said I'm leaving. She's like, oh, I'm gonna stay. And I'm like, okay, see ya. And
never again.
Never.
How about like a second date? Have you ever made it to like date number 2 and then it just drastically changes? Takes a turn
that
for
is
the
a good.
worse?
You know what, buddies? I wish I could give you a better answer.
A lot of flakes out there.
Yeah, date twos are more of a slow, more of a date. Date twos are more of a slow fizzle, where it's like, oh, you
date 2 is an interesting date because it's like, are you banging that night or not? Like,
it's
date
true.
3 is kind of like the known. Why is date 3?
No, agreed. If you make it to date 3, I think if you go on a date 3, you know that it's gonna happen. But
it's like mutually known.
Yes. Date 2 is where you kind of have that like that critical point where it's like you are like the girl. I went out like date 2 the other night, and the girl, I think I was like, this girl wasn't what I thought she was, and I finally realized it, and it was like, fuck. I just wasted 1.5 dates on you. So
date 2 is a pivotal date.
Date 2 is pivotal.
You make it to date 3. Date 2 is a gateway to date 3.
Yes.
It's kind of just like make it through. Maybe make it a coffee date because it's quick.
Honestly, that's a great yes. For the summer, I might do that. That's a good summer advice. Yes.
The guest 1 has some very good dating advice, and we should maybe have a different episode talking about this topic. But I want to jump into the next question for the guest 1 and the co-host 2.
Go ahead.
Why were telephones so crazy loud in older movies and TV shows, and why were they always next to people's beds?
The telephones?
Think about older TV shows and movies you watched. Why was there always a disturbingly loud telephone next to the bed?
Yes.
And it was just like in the middle of the night.
The ring.
And it would like shake.
It always shake off the fucking...
How did people sleep, fall asleep, knowing that there was like the loudest phone possibly going to ring?
And people would pick up.
Yeah, like you would think if the phone was that loud, it would be in like a different room or something.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea. I don't think it was like digital back then. I think it was more of like an actual bell that kind of like wound up or something.
For sure. Yes, it was like an analog bell.
So I don't know if they can they weren't able to like control the volume perhaps.
Yes. It's like it reminds me of like Mad Men, like Don Draper. I feel like the
ones where you'd have to like dial it up, like it would scroll all the way. You'd hit it too early though, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" You'd have to go all the way back.
Dude, I feel like we should bring back those fucking
dial
tone.
Like a cell phone.
Even before the dial ones, we need to bring back the ones they have in like Boardwalk Empire, where they hold the things and they like have the things up to the ear. Ooh, those phones are so.
Where they like pull the.
I don't even remember how they dialed on them. They just like held up the thing and they would talk into the microphone and they would have like the ear. They would have, like hold up the ear thing.
And you'd have to go through like the middle part, like each rotation.
It was phenomenal. Guest one, checking in. Guest one. Yeah, and then I mean, after the topic of telephones, I do have a question. Have you guys realized that? No one ever actually calculates the taxes when making a purchase to validate that it's accurate. You could be at a restaurant, you could be at a grocery store, you could be shopping online. You just accept what the taxes are. People have to pay taxes. We all accept that fact.
Yes.
But you don't ever actually calculate it. You could be getting ripped off by 10 cents, 20 cents.
You could. Oh.
But
tax.
Am I wrong with this?
No,
question?
You're right. I think this is a guest one. This is a good guest one.
Yeah, this is
that's fascinating. I never thought about that.
I have thought about this a lot, and I don't even know where to begin because I don't even know how to actually.
What if they just keep bumping it up too, and it's like 90% tax?
Everyone could be getting screwed over, and no one even cares or knows because they're just like, I got to pay my taxes. It is what it is, but. It could be 20 cents higher than it should be. What if you could calculate everything you spent money on in the past, and it could have saved you like $5,000 or something? It's just like something ridiculous.
You should between now and the next episode keep track of the receipts and see how accurate. You might be onto something.
Yeah.
There has to be like a way to figure this out.
I mean, yeah.
I think that might be the way.
Yeah, you gotta just be like, who has the time to do this?
Well, there's like auditors out there who yeah. I would never want to be an auditor, but there are auditors I feel like who would do that if you hired them. Maybe.
Auditor.
Yeah.
What is someone that's really good at like a listening expert in listening? Is that also an auditor?
Ooh, good yes. Like an auditory, and also speaking. If you're a good auditor, whoa.
Wow, that's like a triple entendre in like careers.
Oh my god.
All right, my next question. What are your thoughts on every brand in almost media network these days fanatically obsessing about the Manning brothers and shoving them in your fucking faces all the time?
The Manning.
Peyton and Eli Manning are shoved in your faces.
Those Mannings.
They are like... I'm not saying I get they're good. They're good guys. Like, you know, they had very successful football careers, but I don't need to see every product being endorsed by them. I don't care.
I can handle Peyton. Peyton's cool. Eli's annoying. Who's the older brother? I feel like he's been making a comeback recently.
Cooper.
Yeah, he's been making a little splash. I feel like.
Yeah.
He's finally getting some face time, like late in
life, and that's only because Peyton and Eli are like, give Cooper some, give him a little bit of airtime.
All right, what do you think about, you know, us? We all live in somewhat gloomy, like dark weather places where it's, you know, we have the seasons and we have a long winter. What do you think about when someone you know travels to like a warm, sunny, like very beautiful destination? And they know that you're stuck somewhere gloomy and in a cloudy place, and all they do the whole time is send you pictures of the sun and outdoors and their enjoyment of it.
Ooh.
Why? There's too much of this.
It's too much. I feel like guess one might get.
I'd request some clarification here. Is this more on a social media?
You just know,
post, or these are individual texts?
What's their end game? They know that you're sitting in a place that's dark, gloomy, cloudy, rainy, you know, not nice, and they know that they're in a very nice, beautiful place where there was sun. Why do they feel the need to just post the sunshine and like the beautiful pictures, text you it, post on social media, and like send it to you? What's the why?
Why? What do they have to
flex.
do?
Why do they have to do it?
It's flex.
Why the flex? Though?
Yes.
Why the flex?
Yes.
It's just, I don't know. It might be a stupid question.
Wow.
It's like kind of like almost like a keeping up with the Joneses. It's like, yeah, you see your boy in Jamaica, like then you'll see someone else in Jamaica.
Yes.
Which I don't get. Like I like to be, you know, I'd like to be the first to places, but
like,
that is interesting. And the dynamic I think shifts if it's social media versus individual.
Why do you feel the
just
need to
one-on-one flex?
Yeah.
Text message.
It's just
flex.
It's just sunshine.
It's just sunshine.
You don't need to post sun.
But it could be it is a flex. And you know, I never try to really step on my if they're real friends, like I wouldn't want to step on their toes. I wouldn't really want to flex on them. So like,
exactly,
it's a fine line. You know.
Have you ever done it?
Have I ever done that?
I've done it. Yeah, I'm guilty of it.
But like,
I've done it.
But like, if you're texting like guest one, if you're texting us, like I want to see the fucking, you know, like Florida, Jamaica weather. Like, that's okay.
What is this? What is that face? What is H1 doing right now?
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
I think he was...
What in the world's going on?
I think he needs some of my pre-workout caffeine boost.
I was just going into my next... I couldn't figure out... My question I couldn't figure out who's more famous, Greg or Bryant Gumbel.
Oh.
That was my next question for you.
Did we never? I thought those came up.
Brian Gumbel versus who?
It hasn't come up.
It hasn't come up. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I believe you. Greg so which one does real? I think Brian Gumbel does real sports.
What do you think, guest one?
Who's the other one? I didn't hear the second person.
Greg Gumbel, the brothers, Greg and Brian.
We have not discussed Brian. I double checked.
Wow.
Well, Kurt Menefee.
Whatever happened to celebrity death matches? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Would it be possible?
Was that cartoons?
Oh, celebrity death match.
Yes, wow. MTV.
No, that was cartoons. I was thinking they were like real. That'd be cool if they were like actually like celebrity boxing matches.
Well, they're starting to do that on YouTube. They're starting to get like creators to.
Because I'd want to see the Gumbel brothers go at it.
That'd be awesome. That would be
Who?
awesome.
Wait.
Who do you think
Brian-
would win?
Greg Gumbel's the guy on the NCAA, like
Greg,
Brian Gumbel's the guy in the HBO studio.
HBO Real
Yes.
Sports. Yeah, Brian Gumbel.
I would
think
love
Greg-
to know
Greg-
whose like net worth is higher, who's done better.
Well,
One of them is just named Greg.
They might have the same net worth.
Greg.
to answer both your
Yeah.
questions, Bryant Gumbel has a higher net worth, but Greg Gumbel is like bigger, so he would win in a fight.
Yeah, Greg Gumbel has.
How do you know that? Have you looked that up?
Yeah, how do you know this?
That's like a fun fact.
Actually,
you know.
you're right. I don't know. I would assume the guy that does the HBO show has.
Yeah, Bryant's definitely a more well-known name. I
Yeah.
think.
But no, it's a fair question, and let's bring back celebrity fucking deathmatch.
And then, question for you guys: what's going on with the last 4 digits of zip codes?
Interesting.
It's a real question because you know,
Like the
Bring it
dash,
back.
and then they just—it's like, did
Yeah.
you mean this? And you're like, no, I
no
did
one
mean that.
ever uses these or remembers what they are. No one has any clue what theirs is, but apparently it's like very important.
Yeah,
You know, you like you register for like important documents and stuff, and they're like enter in your 9-digit
enter-
zip code.
yeah.
And it's
enter-
like I've only entered in my 5-digit zip code my whole life. I don't know what my 9-digit code, but like they're like you cannot proceed unless you enter in the last 4 digits.
yeah.
And apparently it's very important for like for mail,
shipping,
for mail and
all
shipping.
shipping. Yeah. I don't know. Guess what? What is it? What is that? What is?
I would guess. I would guess it's in like like very populated areas, perhaps that they need to like get more definitive in terms of where within that zip code it is.
Yes.
Perhaps.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
yes.
the whole concept of zip codes is so
I guess.
interesting. You need to have a zip. There's so many of them too. It's like there can't. I live in the 6,000. There's so many of them.
There's so many. There's
Is there
so
a
many.
one? Is there
Is there a one?
Is there a 10000? Wait, no, 10000.
Yes. So I feel like it's got to be somewhere by not to disclose locations, but
Where's the first?
where's the
zip
first?
code?
Yes.
It's got to be like
Yes.
Massachusetts,
New York.
New York. I'm telling you, those zip codes have like 100. Excuse me, Rhode Island, Vermont. Maybe Maine. I don't know, Boston. Fuck all those. Whatever.
Yes.
But you know what I mean.
Wow.
East Coast.
Do you guys think it would be possible for Mindy Kaling to produce or create a non-woke show?
Absolutely not.
Guest one, do you know who Mindy Kaling is?
Oh wait.
Hold on. The co-host has
Oh,
guest.
the
Let's
co-host.
let's bring her in.
Say hello to guest
Co-host.
1.5.
Co-host?
Oh, she's here.
Wait, who's this?
Very special
Oh
guest.
no.
Oh,
This is
Is this
co-host.
is this guest 3?
guest 3.
Yes.
We've been
Guest
waiting.
2. Guest 3.
Co-host, you broke our mic.
We're good.
Co-host broke the mic.
Guest 3,
Yeah, I
you're
think we're back.
we can't see you because you're you're blurred.
You're
currently.
blurred.
What? What is this? It's
That's guest
horrible. Like
It's guest.
picture.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
it a ghetto phone?
Mine is shit too. But, love it.
We've
Oh,
got
Alright.
oh,
Is that recording?
oh,
Get a little action, baby.
That's what we want. Yeah. This is what the
Bah.
podcast is all about.
Turn into like a porno.
This is what the
podcast.
fans want.
Yeah,
This is
what the fans want.
Mm. All right, so do you know who Mindy Kaling is? Guess one.
Mindy Kaling.
Mindy Kaling, yes. She's
my
from
opinion, it's
Parks and Rec.
it's literally physically.
Yes.
No, she was in The Office.
But pretty
It's
much same
physically
thing.
impossible for her to produce or create a non-woke show.
Way off.
Yeah.
It's
She's
just-
Interesting.
She would
Going
put
back
the
to-
pen
she's
to the
in-
paper and she would like try to write the words of a non-woke show, and it would like force her hand off the paper. It'd be like,
What is woke?
must
one.
write
good
work
question.
woes.
What is woke? What is woke?
What is woke?
I said woe
What
is not
is
woke.
woke?
Words not
Is
woke.
woke. And she was
Woke.
she's Indian. Going back to the whole beginning, she is Indian. Let's mark that.
Woke, in my opinion, is
Whoa.
people fighting for the social injustice and that lies within current, the current existence of our world.
Our world, our society. We live in a society.
Interesting.
The problem is, in my opinion, that people have taken it too far, and instead of just trying to get equality for all and like getting people to pay attention to those topics, they've become obsessed with this topic.
Yes.
I could go.
Mindy,
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It kind of started with the vegans, I think. The vegans were like, okay, eat what you want to eat, but like now they kind of tell you they're vegan.
The woke has become in a way like I don't want to make this like this type of podcast, but it's almost like it's very anti-white in a way, and you can't any type of like leverage or advantage that a white person has in the economy or this, it's just immediately woke takes over.
Yeah, the wokeness takes over.
When it shouldn't be. It's like people are just white, people are black, people are Latino, people are Asian. Like you are what you are, and it shouldn't matter what you are.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Mindy can't separate herself from
That's pretty woke, though.
What is woke?
I feel like that was the initial interpretation of how I knew about woke. Was that like enlightened?
My opinion is that everyone should just be treated the same and like not freak out about this shit. You are what you are.
And I feel like you probably agree with guest one here. Guest one, I feel like you always say that 80% of America is what is it? What does you always say? Like down the middle, kind of, right?
I say that. Yeah, I think most of humanity is down the middle, and then the media portrays both sides. 10%.
Exactly.
Extremist,
Extremist. And so I feel like unfortunately, Mindy Kaling falls in actually one of those extremists.
She's an extremist. I mean, Mindy Kaling is an extremist.
She might actually be. She acts very normal and like cool, but she's pretty. The way she writes,
she's incapable. She's incapable of having a show that's not woke.
Agreed.
I mean,
Antifa. If you go to Antifa.com, it sends you to the White House. Like the White House's webpage.
No way.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, check it out. Pretty weird.
No.
What happened to Russell? I don't understand. Dude, Russell Brand. That guy did a 360 in his career.
He did.
He has he has a massive following now when it comes to like conspiracies and the right and like anti-woke. I mean, he's killing it. I'm sure he's making a ton of money, but like people kind of forget that he's Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, yeah.
He's like this crazy. He's like this crazy British ex-heroin addict, like absolute maniac. But like now all these like small town, rural, and trailer park Americans like treat him like he's the Messiah.
Like literally the Messiah.
Russell Brand.
I know, they literally love him.
I mean, this dude. He did a full 180. He was on like a surfboard a year ago. Yeah. But now he's
on YouTube. Like
he's like in QAnon. What do you think about that?
Dude, he's like he's an absolute maniac, and I got to give him a lot of credit. He's killing it.
He's killing it. Yeah, he's
got a lot of people listening to him and watching him, and
I know
he's a good actor.
He's a good actor. I know.
So this actually leads me to my next question, host one here. Yeah. Is it? I think I found it. Yes. Where'd it go?
This is for the host one. Oh, this is for the host one.
What were we just talking about? Hold on.
Russell Brand in the
Russell Brand,
the New Age.
Oh yeah. So how do you tell someone is wisdom, right? So like if you're talking to someone, is there a way that right away before they even speak that you can tell someone's wisdom?
Oh, that is a phenomenal, deep question. Wisdom.
So you mean asking?
Take your time.
Before someone gives a response or
can you tell someone like how intelligent they are, like before they speak, just by their face?
What about, have you done any like research on them, or do you know them at all beforehand?
Nope.
Well, nope.
Just their face.
Just their face. Just their.
I would say, in my opinion,
like, do people look stupid? Or people,
Go ahead. I have an answer, but go ahead first.
I would say no. Like, obviously by the way people are dressed or have put themselves together, they will look wiser than others. But that would be my only thing.
Just the face, though. Just the face. So no, then.
Well, the face has to do with like you're taking care of your face. How do you look? Do you have a good face?
Ooh, this is a kind of a rabbit hole here. And I like it. This is
yeah, it's interesting. I'm coming with some interesting thoughts that I've been having for a while here.
This is a hard.
Your face can look sharp still. Like Do you trim your beard? Like, do you have big bags under your eyes?
Sure.
Do you
It all yes.
you know, like, you have super dry skin? It all kind of like builds up to your smartness.
Absolutely. It's almost like your outsides kind of reflect your insides, right?
Yes, exactly.
In a sense.
Wow.
But at the same time, some of the most brilliant people are like
baggage.
the most disturbing looking.
True. Yes.
You know, like they look
Like the
so
brilliance.
tired or they look so distressed.
Yes.
But they're the smartest.
They're the smartest.
M. Night Shyamalan.
And yeah,
Probably has
bring
bags
it full
under his
circle.
eyes.
So those people can be
Full
brilliant, but they're
circle.
stressed, but they're still like they're under. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not healthy, but they're smart. But you're
Some of the people with the worst acne are the smartest.
But if you were, oh yes, true.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But if you were the wisdom that going back to your question, guest one, the wisdom. How do you know if someone is wise? I feel like in your location you have some wise people. Well, same with us, but there's
The eyes tell it all to me.
Oh, interesting. Explain.
Oh, it's all in the eyes.
It's all in the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul.
The baggage, the window to the soul. Speaking of fun facts, you know that apparently there's I was just looking at this like article today, and there's apparently like if in certain cancer diagnosis recently, the patients develop an Irish accent, and this is not like this is like an ongoing case. There's been like multiple cases recently where they're getting cancer and then they develop an Irish accent.
Really?
I'll send you the link.
Why Irish?
Yeah, this is real.
Why Irish? Why Irish though?
I was hoping you guys knew. I saw this article and I was blown away.
We got a link to it.
We've got a message from
Yes.
guest one.
There's a link here.
Guest one.
Absolutely baffling.
There is. Wow.
Wow.
There is
Yeah.
something
Wow.
sophisticated. I feel like there is something sophisticated to the Irish accent.
The Irish accent is what it is, but we're going to jump into the next question. What would Malcolm Gladwell be without the bushy, crazy hair?
Ooh.
Is that what makes him?
Is that what makes the man?
Is that what makes him? What do you think, co-host two?
Oh, well, I think he's had some great ideas and some terrible ideas.
But is that? I feel like that's his appeal.
Elaborate.
That's his appeal.
That's his appeal.
If Malcolm
yes.
Gladwell didn't have the crazy bushy hair, would he still be as big as he is?
Maybe not. But the books that he's written, the Blink and the Outliers and all that bullshit,
Tipping point.
Tipping point, yeah. The stickiness, the tipping point.
Yeah, he's great. I think
Yes.
Is he?
I
Or
did
is
not
his hair
think he
great?
would be as great without the hair. I think the hair adds to the allure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then, you ever thought about the insane amount of money that we spend and waste on paper towels and toilet paper? And I think we've had this discussion before, but I wanted to ask on the show.
Ooh. A lot.
What do you
I
think
was
is
trying
more
to
wasted?
actually calculate the amount of money that in my household that we spend on toilet paper, and I honestly believe it's over $40 a month.
Really?
How often do you shit?
Well,
Host
the thing is about toilet paper. We sometimes use it to clean around the toilet. You clean around the sink, and
Sure.
before you know it, you're using up like half the roll of that stuff.
Yeah.
one.
That's like
Those are for paper towel events.
paper towels. Yes.
I think you should use paper towels
God,
for
they're
those.
spending
and
over
then
$400
toilet
a
paper.
year on toilet paper.
To be totally transparent, though, both of you live. I live alone, right? So I'm wondering how much of that usage is for you guys or for your significant other. That's the
Interesting.
question. That's the question. And I feel like it's probably
I'd
for
say
you guys.
it's probably 60-40. 60-40 me.
Okay. And that's I feel like that's would be me too.
I hope.
All right,
But 70-30, yeah.
guest one and the co-host. I have one more question here, and we could either wrap it up after this or keep going. But
Sure.
does anyone trust putting an envelope or mail in a mailbox to actually get to its destination?
Whoa. In a mailbox.
Interesting.
I recently
Like the
sent
city
a letter.
mailbox?
I recently put a letter in a mailbox, and I was about 25% certain that it would get to its destination. I didn't have any trust. Back in 1880, I
Wow.
would have been fully trusting.
Yeah, you would have fully trusted the.
Was it a handwritten note or what was this?
Yes, it was a handwritten note.
Was it USP? Was it Postal Service? Or yes?
I don't know.
Oh well, that's the big thing. That's the big question. USPS, UPS, or FedEx?
You gotta go
I think
FedEx.
it was the USPS.
Oh,
It was a blue,
USPS is a coin flip.
it was
Yes,
the
yes.
blue mailbox.
Guess one is right.
You just kind of toss the mail in the mailbox, and you're just like, all
I have
right,
a suggestion.
all right.
Have you ever done a return address?
Ooh,
I have, but it's still, it doesn't guarantee. Like, it's, you're still throwing it in there. You have to hope someone sees the thing in the first place.
Did you call the person to check? Be like, hey, you get the you get my letter?
that was You let one
Do you
go
have a
there.
pen pal? Like, who are you sending a note to?
Yeah. Who are you sending? Who are you mailing?
Oh, we recently had to send a few thank you notes.
A handwritten. Oh, okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah, we had a few thank you notes that we sent.
Thank you notes.
We were thanking people for things.
Did you get my
You
thank you?
can't. God forbid, you can't send the thank you note through email. You have to send it through
Because you
email.
can't really. Does someone say thank you for the thing? I've said thank you for the thank you note before as like an acknowledgement.
No,
that,
we
yeah.
just.
well-
But you don't. Yeah, that's the thing. You send a thank you note. You don't even know if the person got it because they don't. Like you just said, they don't typically say thank you to the thank you. So it's like you're going to bat, writing out these crazy letters, sending them the mail. You're worried they're not going to get there, and then you don't even know if they got there because the person won't say thank you to your thank you.
Ugh, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to
You
see it.
hate to see it.
Or
You
you-
hate to see it.
Yeah.
We gotta. We can't end the
Somebody-
episode without.
someone
We gotta
else
get
there.
into LinkedIn a little bit here.
Yeah.
All right, I have a
We gotta
question
get into
about the working world, but we're gonna get into LinkedIn right after this. But what do you think about the woke culture and just general LinkedIn society and working society's overuse of the term gaslighting?
Oh.
I never heard the word before, like a year ago.
Wow. Oh, okay. I never heard the word before.
Well,
'cause
everybody's-
I hear
yeah.
this word
No,
over and
recently.
over.
Recently,
They're
heard
like,
it.
he's gaslighting me. He's,
Uh-huh.
my manager was a gaslighter. It's-
Sure. So how do
Yeah.
you define gaslighting?
It's a great question. I've actually looked for the definition, and I still don't fully understand what it is. My quick definition of it would be, like, I don't. You go first.
No. You. I want to hear you.
How about guest one?
Yeah, we gotta hear from host one.
Yeah,
first.
host one.
I don't really fully know what it means, but I think it means like kind of you're kind of like putting too much pressure and insulting someone in the workplace, and you're saying like this. I don't know what the fuck it means.
It's all right. Well, I have a good. Go ahead, guess one. Let's hear yours. And
Yeah, I
then
don't know
I'll
what
go.
it
I think I know what it means. I think it means to kind of get under someone's skin, or like just intentionally try to get a rise out of someone in
Yes.
an angry way, like putting gas on the
Putting
fire,
gas in it.
essentially.
Yes, to purposely irritate. I also think like the real definition is like making them believe
I knew you knew it.
a reality. Like
Oh,
sort of
that's
like,
what it is.
Yes, manipulating someone to believe a reality that's completely different than what actually happened.
I think manipulate is a key word
Yes.
for gaslighting.
Like,
yes.
Interesting. That's the
convincing-
true definition.
Yeah, you're gaslighting. Like you're putting gas, this like false air, and like it's not really what happened or reality, and then you're trying to make them believe
Yes.
I think my
I love
definition is
it.
better, but I think yours is right.
it. No,
actually. I
yours
just
is
looked
right.
that
Yours is
up
right.
once.
Like you're trying to fire them up. You're trying to like it's like putting.
But it's through
stove.
manipulation is the key word.
Yeah.
Speaking of manipulation, when you host one,
Yeah.
you spend a lot of time in Asia, and we talked about Indians earlier. I'm curious, what are some common misconceptions you have around like Asian people?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And could you help me like break down any stereotypes that you perhaps had prior to going to Asia and after going to Asia? Like, were some of those stereotypes broken, or were some of them verified?
Definitely the first thing that comes to my mind is that like kind of like all Asians are lame, and they're kind of like
Wow,
like book
I wasn't expecting that.
book nerds, like just all they care about is their studies, their work. Honestly, a lot of Asians that I have been befriended over the years, they're fucking awesome. They love to party, they love to drink, they love to go out. Most stuff.
Oh,
in
that
Asia-
was the misconception.
Yeah. No, I'm saying most stuff in
Yeah,
Asia is
okay.
open
Got it.
like throughout the entire night, so people can go out, all night there. And what I'm trying to say is like they're fun. Like they have a blast. They're not just like bookworms. They're not just nerds. They're they actually they like that. They like to get down. They like to have a good time. And that's the main one I can think of. There's so many more. Like I don't know.
No, it's good. It's good. Yes,
That's my main one.
Yeah, you've lived it. You've lived the experience.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very fascinating once you go to a culture, and you're a very cultured host one.
Thank you.
Host
Thank
two,
you.
any misconceptions you've had?
I would like to thank you for that comment, guest one.
Well, you know what? I haven't spent time in Didn't you, guest one? You spent time in Vietnam and Thailand. You've been to both. Have you been to both places? Is that correct?
I've been to both places. I have.
Wow. Yeah, no, I haven't. So
I love the Asian culture. The food is phenomenal. I had Thai food tonight, actually.
Really? Oh, that's what you ordered.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I will say another thing.
I gotta go. I gotta get over
once
there.
you get out of America more, you slowly realize that America is not the center of the world. Like, you know, like you meet all these you meet Asians, and people are they're very interested in Europe. They're very interested in Africa. They're very interested in South America. Like, there's a whole fucking world out there with so many different countries. But when you're only in the U.S., you get so obsessed with like U.S. being the center and the capital of everything. But that's really not the case once you get out there to the world. And that's something I
have another follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
Do you think like a squirrel in America and a squirrel in, let's say, China, do they speak different squirrel language, or is there a universal like animal language? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good question.
Wow.
That's a great question. I would say, I think there has to be a universal squirrel language. I would say there's a universal squirrel language. Yeah.
Is there?
Yes, I think so.
Like, is the animal language?
That's what I'm wondering. I was thinking about this the other night. I was
that's
like,
an absolutely
is
wild
there like
question.
It's a very good question.
Yeah. Like,
Guest one. You might have just been invited back.
Yeah, you might. Yeah. I think you might be a regular.
Totally redeem myself.
That question might have just done it.
Yeah.
I've been curious about that for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any more questions. Oh, I do have one more question for another one for host two. I'm leaving you out of these. I can also ask this one to you, but I know that host one is an avid. He loves the night, right? You guys talk about facing the day.
Loves the night. Yes.
He enjoys. He's the man of the night.
Yes.
What is your favorite hour of the night?
The witching hour. No, I'm just kidding. But it really is. What is the witching hour?
I'm talking like 1 and 2, 3. Like, what is your favorite hour on the clock?
My favorite direct time of the entire night is 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
Because I think in my opinion, it is the smackdown center of the line where you don't know if it's night or morning.
It's the dead of the night,
and it's just there's beauty within that. There's true beauty within that.
Because 5 a.m. people wake up and go to the gym.
Right, 5 is too close to the morning. 4 is still like too much into the night. There's some crazy people out there waking at 4, but like not the norm. I think 4:30 is just like you don't know, and it could you still have a lot of time to sleep left, but you know if you can't sleep, it's kind of like all right, more like the morning hours are coming pretty soon. Like I just stay up and I'll just crush it. There's beauty within that.
There's beauty, the deep beauty.
4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m.
Oh my god!
What do you think?
I think you nailed that.
I think you nailed it.
Yes. Well, I've spent a lot of time up at night.
Yes.
I know. What is the most interesting thing you've seen up at night? Like, do you go to the window ever and see?
Yeah. Well, I live in a building where we can see a building pretty easily, like from my patio, and I can see like 10 different apartments and inside to each apartment, and I mean I've seen all sorts of shit. I've seen people playing with their dogs. I've seen people playing the piano. I've seen people doing push-ups. I've seen people without their shirts on, girls specifically.
This is all at 4:30 in the morning, or no?
Like middle of the night, yeah. But I've seen all sorts of shit, man. People don't.
Do you have binoculars, or are you?
No, I don't use
one of those guys with the
binoculars.
telescopes.
Good.
I could do that. That'd be interesting, but I don't do it. I don't do it.
I think there's a line. I feel like without binoculars, it might not be that creepy. Binoculars definitely brings it to like that next
Yeah, I respect my neighbors.
For sure. Yes.
You have to respect the neighbors.
That's. I think the 4:30. I'm gonna think a lot about the 4:30 a.m. But guess one. So is there any chance that there might be a little one on the way, or is that?
Wow.
Is that too much?
Guest one, announcing it live on the. Not right now.
No,
that would be cool to like announce that on the Face the Day podcast.
No one said it. No one confirmed it. We're asking you if.
No, I'm not. No, we're not.
Okay.
We. And what are your thoughts on when people say we are pregnant? which we are not. But I'm just curious when like.
I think it's fine. I think it's completely acceptable. The issue I have more is like the emojis and Slack and other things where it's like the pregnant man, because men, men cannot get pregnant.
Yeah, the pregnant man.
We're going there.
Oh no,
like we is fine because like there's a lot of work on both people have to take care of the baby, and that's completely.
I've seen pregnant men though, like on like Time magazine.
It's not the same though. I mean. This is a non-political whatever, but non-political podcast.
That seems like a non-binary.
Exactly. But we wish you the best. Should you make the decision?
We have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, why do so many people on LinkedIn put senior in front of their job titles?
Like senior. Well, senior VP sounds good. In my mind.
Yeah, but it gets to the point where everyone you look at it as senior in front of their job.
Senior director is interesting because it's like, why are you not VP?
Yes.
You know, I guess it's probably like an advancement in the job, like a promotion, perhaps.
Yeah. You're senior director, but you're not like.
That might be the reason.
There's so many like nuances on LinkedIn where it's like, why aren't you this? Like, what the fuck?
You have to.
What about like the lawyers or like MD? Who are the people on LinkedIn that are all like MD?
MD, but you're not a partner.
You guys.
Yeah, you're not a partner.
No, I'm not talking about like that's like usually managing director. I'm talking like I don't know. I just get a lot of spam on LinkedIn. It's the name is like MD. I think it might be like people from Bangladesh.
Yeah, I think they're from Arabic countries.
There you go.
Yeah. MD. Is that like Mr. maybe?
Mr. Darren.
Is it?
We need to bring an expert on an MD.
Yeah.
I think one of our next guests was going to be potentially Richard Mendenhall, and aside from him, in terms of like celeb guests we have lined up, we have potentially a
few. A
person from Audible. Should I say his name?
Say his name.
Don Katz.
No way.
Don Katz may be joining the Face Today podcast.
Don Katz.
Yes. Yep. The founder of Audible, he might be joining, and we also might have, who was that? Who else? Can't remember.
Elliot Stein, Ellen Marks.
Yes,
Bullet Marks.
Yeah, Bullet Marks might be joining at some point soon. We have to get word from his agent. We have to get confirmation.
What about Big Will?
Ooh. Would love to get him. We got to get confirmation from his agent though.
Dude,
are we going to do any more questions tonight? Because we're already going
I'm
on.
ready. You got him. I'm here.
We're going on. I think we should maybe do another episode soon because we're getting kind of long here.
But a lot of good. A lot of good content. Like the best content I think that we've gotten in a long time.
We're gonna wrap this up here. This is episode 10 of the Face Today podcast. I'm here with the host. I'm the host, and I'm here with the co-host, host 2, and the guest 1 of the Face Today podcast.
Yes,
episode 10.
Episode 10. The best
we'd like
episode.
to thank all of our listeners for listening this evening, this day, wherever you are, and we're gonna keep this going. The title for this episode is called It. We already went over in the beginning of the episode what it's about, but try to find the it within you to succeed and pull the it out so you can fucking make advancements and feel good about succeeding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
You can do your best work when you don't feel it. You can still do your best work. And we have guest 1, very special, guest here
Yeah.
who's got a
Thank you, guys.
And we're
Thank
gonna
you, guys.
ask
So
guest
glad to
one
have
for a
you.
send off. What would you like to say before we end this show?
I just want to say thank you to both of you guys. This is my favorite podcast on the air right now.
Thank you.
Face the Day podcast. If you're not listening, you guys gotta to listen. It is
you.
is filled with wealth of knowledge every
Thank
single
you.
time.
We appreciate that, guest one.
We do, and you listen. We're gonna shout out your podcast eventually. You're very, a very VIP for our our fucking getting us on here. We appreciate you being on here.
Maybe episode 2. If I'm welcome back as a guest,
Yes, sir.
I'll come up with some
100%.
phenomenal questions.
Guest one. My last question for you is, what do you think about orange juice?
Ooh.
I've been thinking about this for a while, actually.
Good night to everyone.
I'm a big
and,
Wait, let him go.
Oh,
He's an orange juice guy.
I'm an orange juice guy. I was gonna go with Grove Stand orange juice. I'm a pulp guy. A lot of people are not.
now
pulp
we have to be
guys.
very careful not to say any brand names in our show. Guest one.
Oh well,
We're not
Grove
official.
Stand is a style.
it's a style. It's a style. Yeah. We'll
It's a
see you
style.
soon, guest one.
Guest one.
The brand
we'll be
is Florida something though.
We'll be in
sir.
touch. We're gonna press. We're gonna end this episode, and we'll to all of our listeners. We can't thank you enough. We'll be in touch with you soon. Please feel free to reach out to us at any time, and we will respond.